Hi there, I am back at my favorite Goodwill, and I first spied this canister. I was trying to see who the maker was on the bottom of it, and if I remember correctly, I do get a quick shot of it. They were just initials. They have moved out a majority of their Christmas items, and slowly but surely it looks like they're going to be bringing out Valentine and maybe spring items. This was a cute little teapot, Nantucket Home, and someone in the comments told me that Nantucket Home, if I correctly, Nantucket something, that was a Christmas tree hill store brand, and I did not know that, and those have closed. I know ours around here have closed, and I think other people were commenting that they were a little sad that that store had closed. That was a very, very pretty bowl, but it had a hairline crack along the side of it. It would be nice for a display, but when things have hairline cracks in them, I'm very nervous about shipping them because I'm afraid that it will get worse in shipping, being jostled around in the box and stuff like that. And then this was a very pretty vase made in Japan. I thought that was very nice. It had been a while since I had gone shopping here because of the weather. We had snow, and then the post office was closed on a Thursday. I didn't have my sale on Friday and whatnot, so there wasn't any really need for me to go out in public or go to Goodwill, so I have not gone. Those were all Temptations. They were a little bit pricey. They're also super duper heavy. So I tend to stay away from Temptations, but I do like some of their designs on them. This I thought was super cool. It was like a bathing beauty. And on the back, it says, "I'm the girl from IT." And I thought, well, this is cool. It's like old advertising. Looks like a luggage tag. I wanted $10 for it, and I would have probably sold it for $10. So I didn't even look it up. That could have been a mistake. Maybe that's worth more. But I think I'm okay with that. This is a Boy Scout mug. I remember one time I was at an in-person auction, and there was like every single mug ever made from the Boy Scouts. It's pretty neat seeing all the different logos that they had throughout the year. Thank you all so much for responding and letting me know what your favorite soups are. Oh, I first thought this was a vase. It's a doorknob. Then Jenny called me. So then I'm back to it, and I was like, that's a doorknob. I thought it was a vase. Thank you so much for commenting what your favorite soups were. A lot of you like potato soups, and really got me in the mood for making soups. I think someone asked me, what recipe do I use for French onion soup? And I just literally Googled easy French onion soup recipe, and one popped up. All Recipes is a good website that I use. And yeah, nothing super duper special, but that was fun reading all the different kinds of soups that you all enjoy. I ran into two viewers here at this favorite Goodwill, and I hadn't seen them in a while, so that was very nice seeing them. And one of them commented that they hadn't gotten any notifications of my videos, and so she said, you need to remind them, remind you that to check to see if you are still subscribed, and if you touch that little bell, that bell notification button will let you know when I drop a new video. You'll get a little notification that I have a new video out. So if she is telling me that I should remind you, so that is your reminder from her. That make sure that you are still subscribed, and if you are interested in anything yarny or fiber arts related or crochet, knitting, I also have another YouTube channel called Flying Pig Knits, and the link to that is in the description below. I was super excited when I saw these two bags of goodies. This panda bear, I thought, wow, how is this not broken? And then I realized there was some printing on the belly, and then I realized it was made out of hard rubber. And then this was a bag of horses that someone had already peeked in. There was a hole in the bag, and then one of them had, see that red label right there? That is German brand of figurines. Can you hear the dog sniffing? They all need to help me do this voiceover. They want pets and sniffs. That is usually sold. We used to be sold at AC Moore. I think they're sold at Michael's now. They're kind of on the pricey side for figurines. They're very nicely done. Didn't need a bag of horses, so I left that there. And then look at this cute little teapot. Isn't that cute? That would be so cute as a display. And then look at the graphics, and then look at the back. And you know what? It was a musical teapot. I didn't try to see if it worked. I still enjoyed looking at it though. And then the back here, they had a bag of knitting needles. They were old knitting needles. And they had, they had labels if you sewed. I'm trying to adjust it. Sorry, I got really close. But there, see those labels? They were like handmade by Jane. And just some regular knitting needles. I use ones on cables. I prefer those. And then this had something in it, and it had a Disney mark on it. And so it probably, I would guess, maybe it had like little figurines that went with it. And this was a candle. And then is there anything here? I just think we look on these shelves. Oh, here, this mug. So this is a Cindy Farmer mug, and Jenny has a corgi mug. I think, what does she have? She has the corgi puppies mug, and I've sold those before with that artist. She usually does dogs, and so I thought that even though I'm buying more mugs. I was kind of not buying mugs, and now I am. That is a good seller for me on eBay, so I decided to get that. I thought this was cute, and then look, they put mice on the back of that little plaque. And this was funny. This is the world's coolest. And it gave off little Bob Ross sayings. And then this trivet was pretty neat. I was worried it was going to fall apart, though, and everything was going to fall out. But it had been in there a while because those oranges were pretty dark. And I think I thought it was more contemporary. It wasn't like a trivet from the 70s or anything like that. If the trivet had some age, I probably would have picked it up. But I felt that was more modern. They were actively restocking. You can see the stocking cart to the left of the screen. And so I was kind of sneaking in there to see what was on this end cap. Didn't see anything too exciting. There was this little set of tea bag caddy things. Now that it's wintertime, I'm drinking tea at night. I like to drink the decaffeinated, of course. I'd be up all night. That'd be crazy. Decaffeinated herbal tea. And I've been drinking peach tea, and that was it's super good. This is very pretty. Kind of looked like it was supposed to look like Wedgwood, but it was not. The look of it was Wedgwood, but once I touched it, I knew it wasn't, because Wedgwood has that kind of matte finish to it. I am going to have kind of Valentine themed things at my Whatnot sale tomorrow, January 14th. So I was looking for some Valentine themed items because I don't have a ton of them. And it's a month before Valentine's Day. So if I had thought about this idea beforehand, I would have gotten more. So that's why I was looking at the heart. This is pretty cool. This is a Deneen Pottery. Deneen Pottery is a good brand to pick up. And I was like, is that Babe the Blue Ox and Paul Bunyan? And it sure enough is. And it has a signature on it. And I will put up some pictures of other people who have that same artist on that mug. So I thought, well, maybe we're just buying mugs. So I put those 2 mugs in the cart. And look at all this gold shiny plates. Holy moly. But first I got distracted by the cats. And I was looking back at the plates. The cat had a lot of wear to the paint. And it was formations or something. And so I went back to the plates. Those are Stangle. I'm seeing a lot of Stangle in our thrift stores lately. These are in really good shape because they didn't have any chips on them, the Stangle. And then they had bundled those. I think, was that $10 it said? They had bundled them. That was $15 for those. And I don't know if they've been sitting there for a while or if they just put them out. Like I said, I hadn't been here in a while. But I wasn't in the market for gold shiny plates, but I'm sure someone's going to go in there and their whole day is going to be made. And then I'm showing you the top shelves because sometimes I forget to film the top shelves for you. And at this end cap here, I was looking at that mug because I was like, well, we got to check out all the mugs. And I'm looking to see if there's anything snuck in with the vases. I didn't see anything. So we moved on to the craft area and I found a whole bunch of different kind of vintage yarn. So I was looking through that. See if there were any hidden gems in there. I didn't really see anything. It was nice they had them bundled. I think the big bags were $2.99. So that's less than 1 skein of yarn. They do have their craft area organized nicely. They usually put things in boxes and fabric in here, yarn in there. That Nicole, I think, is a Michael's brand. And then I was looking to see if there was any, there was some, it looked like some vintage fabric, but I was looking to see if there was, really old vintage fabrics, but I didn't really see anything. I think I filmed it here. Yes, I did. Remember when I found that fabric that had the mermaids on it? Do you remember that? There were mermans and mermaids and there was cartoon. Well, my mom claimed that fabric and she made me a knitting bag out of some of it, but then she sent the rest of it back to me. So I probably have like 3+ yards of that. And I think I'm going to maybe sell it on eBay at first. And if it doesn't sell there, then I'll bring it over to Whatnot. So if some of you were interested in that mermaid fabric, keep a lookout for that in my eBay store. Then I found more of those amigurumi kits. I think that one that I saw first kind of maybe was part of this grouping. And I was just flipping through to see what kind of animals there were. And then over here, there were some diamond art kits. And then on the bottom, I noticed that there was some more yarn and also lots and lots of ribbon. And then I decided, let's go down another aisle. This was in a weird spot because this was in the basket aisle. There's a creamer and sugar. And as you know, I'm trying not to pick up creamer and sugars because they are not selling well for me. But that was a neat creamer and sugar with a coffee pot. You know it's a coffee pot because it's tall and skinny. Or it might be a chocolate pot. They didn't have any markings on them. I thought they were going to be false graph. And then this kind of looked like Longenberger with the leather handles, but it wasn't. And I thought this could be Longenberger, but it wasn't. It was, I did have a stamp on it, but it was made in China. But I think it had a New York. It was made in China for that company. But look what I found. I found Longenberger. Look how nice this is. It has a liner in the insert. It's only $4.99. Then I got the idea. I want to knit a cat and put the cat in there and then sell the basket with the little knit cat. Isn't that a great idea? I'm super excited. I can't wait to do it. And then look at the inside. This is really nicely done because sometimes these can be broken. The little slats can be broken or stained, and it's in really great shape. It was a really good price. And then it held my coffee mug so nicely. It was meant to be. I love picking up Longenberger if it's in really good shape and a good price. Now we're over in the candle section because here I found a whole bunch of tea lights one time. And so sometimes, some people sometimes know that the tea lights go over in the candle section and sometimes, or the fairy lights. And I meant fairy lights first time. And sometimes the fairy lights are over in the clear glass section. So I always check over here for acrylic candles, lucite candles, or fairy lights. Then this was kind of interesting to me. I thought it was, I think it's a belt buckle or a tie clasp. I think it was a belt buckle. Oh no, it's a money clip. Was it a money clip? It was something. And it was for bowling from 1963 to 1964. I did Google Lens it in the store and they sell on eBay. They were selling like $8 to $9. And then at first I thought it was a belt buckle because it was next to these two belt buckles. I've sold belt buckles in the past. I've sold everything. I'll sell anything. I'm not picky. But those weren't really catching my eye. Here were some Avon bottles that were pretty neat. Aren't the Avon bottles neat? Look at that beer one on the right there. I don't pick it up, but isn't that kind of funny that your perfume, your aftershave, is in a beer stein? And let's see. Oh, this is a neat picture. I like it looked like graph paper. This was Avon, so I put it up there. And then this looked like Westmoreland, but when you turned it over, there was the Avon there at the tippy top. You saw it when I first picked it up. So I put the hands up with the rest of the Avon. And then down here on like this end cap here, they usually have like kind of curated things sometimes. So I was checking that out. And then here someone had written glass candy dish. And it was a Christmas dish. So here are the remnants of their Christmas stuff. They just had a little bit of stuff towards the end there. You can see it, all the red things. We're just taking our time. They were restocking and I was taking my time more because I was hoping that they would bring out another cart, but they never did. This is funny. I gave one of these to my aunt when we were in Arkansas together. It was at the restaurant and she thought it was so cute. And then I found one. And then when I went back to visit her, I brought it as a hostess gift for her. So whenever I see that, I think of her. All right. I didn't listen to myself. Look what I'm going to buy. I'm buying a creamer and sugar set. You guys weren't there to tell me no. But it's copper. It's that stuff that's made in Massachusetts. It's written on the bottom. I'll show you. I know. It's the Coppercraft Guild. Here is a sold for the copper tray. That's a nice price. It's so cool. Look, there it is. I had to get it. It has the little pamphlet thing. The whole thing was $4.99. They sell really well on eBay. That's my excuse. So I didn't listen to myself, and I bought a creamer and sugar set. That was funny. I was like, what are you doing? You weren't going to buy any more of these. That is an Utz potato chip, and this is a USA coffee Dom, but it had something missing in the middle. I'm not sure what that was. This was pretty. Little studio pottery vase with a cross on it. Oh, well. Sometimes you can't listen to yourself when you say, like, I'm not buying any more of this. But then when you find something that kind of touches you, you're like, all right, you can get in the cart. I'm looking to see if there's any more mugs. I was really good there for a while not buying mugs. This is the Sheep and Wool Festival. I will be taking you there. It is usually the first weekend in May. I will be filming that for my other channel. And this mug I thought was interesting because usually they don't put the years on these mugs, and they would just have like 51st, 50th, 49, and they never put the year on. And then this was from just this past year. The person whoever donated this just got that in May, and they already donated it. Thought that was interesting. Now look at this. There's a turtle. There's a turtle on the bottom of this creature cups, and if you go on eBay and you put in creature cups, there's all kinds of creatures that are in cups. And I was like, I don't need this, so I put it back on the shelf, and I kept looking, but then I heard the turtle say, what, really, you're not going to get me? So I did. It does need to be cleaned up. I did get some magic eraser, so I'm going to magic eraser it because it has all those little crevices around the turtle, but I think it's super cute. These were so heavy. These were super duper heavy and thick. I think maybe it was restaurant wear. I wasn't sure. Lately, I've really been enjoying looking through the plates and saucers and cups and dishes area just to see what they have, what they don't have. What they don't have, meaning like they have like one, like the butter top, but they won't have the underplate. Or they'll have the gravy boat, but not the gravy plate. But sometimes you can strike gold here. I have found some good things in this area. This is a cute little plate. Restoration hardware. There was some wear to the paint on the bottom of the plate, and there was just the one. I'm sure they came in a set of 4. And now I found this little heart over in the pots and pans. Was seeing if it was marked USA or anything. I didn't see any marking on that. I thought maybe for my sale, the Valentine kind of themed sale, but maybe not. This was adorable as well. I'm also going to be selling vintage buttons on the Whatnot sale. So if you are interested in vintage buttons, I am pairing them with vintage ball jars that have the wire bail and the glass lid. And I have already preloaded some items in that show. So if you go over onto the Whatnot app, you can see what I already have pre-listed. I've sold these in the past too. They were $5 a piece. They're super dirty, but they're good sellers for me on eBay. I've sold those before, but those were really dirty. Those would need a lot of scrubbing. I thought $5 a piece was pretty high because I would sell them for maybe 12, and that would be most of my money putting into it. If you like vintage buttons, I also have some vintage World War II jewelry over there. There's a link in the description. If you have never purchased off of Whatnot, you get $15 free towards anybody, not just me. You don't have to buy something from me. I get a little kickback from that, but if you are interested in that, the link to that is also in the description of every video. This had a big dust ball on it, so I had to blow it off. That said south of the border. And this is the last thing we're going to look at. I think it's a trash can. It's pretty cool. It was $49.99, but it was off-centered. It needed to be fixed, the base there. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care, and I'll see ya.